should probably grab my other phone so I can tweet this out. Alright. Let's do this. How is everybody today? Good, I hope. I'm a little late, but better late than never, right? Hopefully. Hello. Hello, hello. How is everybody? Nick's phone's ringing. Hey, TJ. How's everybody doing? Today we're going to be talking a little bit about the idea of recycling filament. And then just a Q&A. It's going to hopefully be a relatively quick live stream because my parents and my aunt and my niece and nephew are coming into town tomorrow, which means that we still have to finish cleaning the house and getting everything ready. But I'm here for you guys because you are awesome. Laptop news. Well, I called them today to ask for an update and was told that they would call me back. They never called me back. So I have absolutely no idea where my laptop stands or if I'm going to be getting it back or what's going on. But to be completely honest, I've gotten 2 calls from them last week about it. In both times, they have not been able to replicate the issue, which I call BS. There's no way that the issue happened for me within an hour of me turning on my laptop, and that they can't seem to replicate it. And not only did it happen for me within an hour, but it happened multiple times that night. To me, that means that it's a pretty significant problem and that they should be able to replicate it without an issue. So hopefully, hopefully I get it back soon. I was really hoping that I would talk to them today and they would say that they were shipping it out, and that I would have it in a week. But unfortunately, that was not the case. Yeah, I'm really bummed about it. There's so many things I really want to do, and I can't because I don't have the software that's on my laptop. And the laptop I'm using just is not good enough for it. So it really bums me out. The problem was that the problem started off with when I first would open my laptop. Within 10 minutes, the laptop would completely shut down. They found out that it was a motherboard issue. They replaced the motherboard. When I got the laptop back, that was no longer happening. However, the screen would randomly go black. The screen wouldn't shut down, though. It still had that bluish light to it where you could tell that the screen was on, and the keyboard lights were on, and the fan was still running, but the laptop was non-responsive. Basically, you plug it into an external monitor, and it didn't realize that it was there, and it just was non-responsive altogether. The only way to get out of that would be to do a hard reset, which I would do, and it would start back up just fine. So it happened to me to the point where it happened during a live stream once. It happened almost regularly to the point where I felt like I couldn't get things done because everything I was working on, I'd have to save like every 2 seconds because the laptop just kept dying. So hopefully we can get it sorted out. If not, I will be requesting either a replacement or my money back. One of the two. So yeah, so that's where that's at. What did I miss? Hello to everybody who's joined since then. First off, you guys are awesome. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Being told to have Bella use her cute attack to distract the family while we pour drinks and the mess will not be noticed.
Well, I mean, I don't think we need to have Bella do a cute attack to start pouring drinks. All we need to do is just bust out the Polish vodka, and I'm sure everybody will have an entertaining time. But no, so I don't have to clean the house. I just, if I'm having people over at our house, I take pride in the way that our house looks. So I just want to have it all set. Plus, you know, the spare bedrooms that they're going to be sleeping in need to have new sheets on the beds and just kind of be ready for guests because we don't have guests very often. So...
Guests all the time. They just don't sleep here.
Well, that's what I mean. We don't have overnight guests very often. Is that better?
Yes.
Okay.
Terrence King noting that he had laptop issues before when he took it apart. Turned out he didn't plug the screen in properly.
Yeah, I asked them to check all of that stuff. I asked them to check to make sure that the motherboard was connected properly since this problem wasn't happening before. And that this was new since they replaced the motherboard, but they seem to be basically saying that that couldn't be the problem. They don't want to admit that it could be. Or if they do, I don't know. I've given up with speculation at this point as to what it is or what it could be. So they did say that it could be the RAM, but as of right now, they still have not confirmed that that's the problem, nor have they confirmed whether or not they're willing to replace it. So.
Skewed View 3D said his MK2S took a dump, or their MK2S took a dump, shipping back, and will get an MK3 shipping in February. Bummed and stoked at the same time.
That is a bummer. So what happened? Out of curiosity, if you don't mind sharing.
While we wait for a Skewed View 3D, 3D Printing Lab also asked if everybody's ready for Thanksgiving feasts, and then the this printed solid Black Friday deals.
I'm not ready for Black Friday feast, mostly because that means that
No, you're ready for the feast. You're not ready for the Black Friday deals. Do not combine those two.
No, I'm not ready for either because that means I have to cook, and I'm not ready to bust out all of that cooking and baking. But no, we went grocery shopping yesterday and got a ton of food. So we are ready for the possibly 13. Do we have
yes, that seems about right.
13 people that are coming over. It's going to be insane. And awesome.
Joel popped in, said, "Hey all."
Hi, Joel.
As did Brian Weber.
Hi, Brian Weber. Hello. Hi to everybody else who I didn't get a chance to say hi as your name scrolled by and now the screen is black.
Terrence King noted he doesn't see any printers running. Is there a problem?
No, I was just upstairs cleaning and haven't had a chance to start them yet. And I know they tend to be fairly noisy, so I try to not do that while I'm streaming because especially without having a lav mic, there's no way for me to dampen the sound of them. So hopefully when the laptop's back, I can go back to normal printing while I'm live streaming.
But to be fair, yes, there is a problem with Crispy. You can note that there is
Crispy is
no
still
carriage.
Crispy is still apart. We thought he was getting put back together yesterday, and unfortunately that did not work.
Yeah, I broke a piece or two.
Wait. There's new Protopasta glitter?
And what are the odds that that would have been the thing that caught your eye?
I need it. I need it. Like, that would be even better for these that I'm working on.
Apparently, according to...
In that color, winter blue, I need it.
Yep.
They announced it on Instagram. I've been so busy today, I haven't barely been on Instagram.
According to Dan and Joel, both winter blue.
I'm going to have to buy some.
Why is it winter blue?
Why not?
Winter is white.
Well, but
very white.
It could be blue. Blue and white are the unofficial colors of winter. Okay, well, I guess tomorrow I'm spending some money. Alright, what else did I miss? TJ's ready to cook. That's nice. I wish I was. There's just too much going on for me to think about cooking already. Yep. Black Friday sales. I'm excited for some Black Friday sales. I can't wait to see what people are going to have. I have my own. Well, I'm still kind of torn. So I'm going to do a pre-Black Friday sale, which is going to happen on Wednesday on some of my ears. That's going to be a ready to ship and oopsie sale. And then I think instead of doing a Black Friday sale, I'm going to do a small shop Saturday sale because I'm a small shop. So it makes sense that I should do that instead of Black Friday. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Plus it'll give me a little bit of a break in I think Black Friday and Cyber Monday are pretty much the same at this point.
Pretty much.
I don't think I've ever really, since Cyber Monday became a thing, I feel like they're getting closer and closer to the same thing. I haven't really noticed a difference in the last couple of years. There might be like one thing that's a better deal. And that's it. Okay, I'm being told to check Protopasta's Instagram. This is going to be some exciting video for you guys while I open up the Instagram. Oh, you want me to enter my password? Boo. Oh, and that's going to ask me to double authenticate. It's not happening because that phone is the phone it's going to text me at. All right, I will look at it though as soon as we are done, and I will definitely order some tomorrow because I can't not buy glitter. I need all the glitter.
There you go.
Check
Black
my
Friday
Twitter.
begins Thursday now, so it's just everything on sale weekend.
So funny, awesome story about the state of Maine is that we cannot do Black Friday shopping on Thursday in store in the state of Maine. It's an old blue law. And
stupid blue laws.
It is not a stupid blue law.
The blue laws are stupid.
That one is an awesome blue law. So basically, any of the stores that open at like 6 o'clock on Thursday in the state of Maine can't open until midnight on Sunday. So, or I guess midnight Thursday night, or on Friday morning. So some of them don't even open until like 5 a.m. On Friday. Others open like right as soon as 12:01 hits, they're open. So I think it's pretty awesome. Unfortunately, you have those people who were across the border in New Hampshire, and they went and did all of their Thursday evening and Thursday night shopping, and then they come straight over to Maine and stand in line and wait, and they beat everybody in Maine to it. So if they missed out on a deal, then they come straight over, which is kind of a bummer.
So TJ said, check your Twitter. I shared it with you.
Okay.
Then Terrence King said, glitter all the things.
All the things.
All
the things.
Maddie Goldenthal asked, do you get more jams with glitter filament personally?
I have never gotten a jam with a glitter filament. Is that true? Yeah, it's true. I've had some issues with the Filament PM ABS. But it wasn't with jamming. It was with having difficulty with quality prints. I just couldn't dial in the settings. I'm still working on it.
Dan noted Tom is printing with glitter now.
Yes, I saw that. I commented. All the glitter things.
TJ asked, did you get your hands on some Filamentum Vertigo Galaxy?
I do. I have a spool right over here. I'm really excited to... Is it right over there?
Great question.
It must be right over there because it's not in our unopened section. So I have some of it. I have not had a chance to open it up or play around with it yet, but I will sometime soon. So before we get too far into questions, let's jump into the thing that I wanted to talk about tonight in case anybody is waiting to see that, and we'll go ahead and do that, and then we can jump back to Q&A afterwards. So I wanted to talk about and really kind of get some ideas from you guys on recycling filament. Now I know that there's Filabot and Fillustruder, and I like the idea of being able to recycle my filament. Now I don't have a ton of failures, although I have had a decent amount since moving to the MMU, because obviously with 4 times the extruders, you have 4 times the chance of failure. And if one color fails, then the whole print fails. So I haven't had a ton of them, but I have had a handful of them. And most of what I have, though, is like support removal and brims or skirts, things like that. And then the purge block. So with having all of that, I would like to recycle my filament, not necessarily to use for product, but to use for prototyping. I like the idea of being able to use my scrap recycle it together and make a filament that I could then use to prototype with. That way I don't feel like when I'm using up filament to prototype, I don't feel like I'm wasting my good filament that I really want to be able to use for other things. Now I do have some filament that I don't really care about and I don't mind using it for those reasons. But since I have so much scrap, I think it would be really cool to be able to do that. I've been kind of looking into the shredding part. Yes, Terrence, that is my biggest problem. There is an Instructable about how to turn a basic crosscut shredder from Amazon into a plastic shredder. It won't do any large products, but I don't have many large products. Most of what I do is in small pieces. Or thin slices of products when I do have failures at an early point. So basically what I want to know from you guys is is there anything out there that I'm not aware of? Are there any ways to recycle filament that you have heard about that I may not have heard about? I know that through Filabot you can send in your filament for them to recycle it, but it does not include, I don't think, you getting any filament back. I may be wrong on that. They don't give a whole lot of info on their website. So if you know anything about that, please let me know. Protocycler has one built in. I have not heard about that. I guess I should have grabbed a pen and a piece of paper.
Reddtech.com. Redditech, REDETEC.com.
What was the other one?
Did you get Protocycler?
That was one I need to write down. So basically, I'm going to be buying one of these things. I've decided it's going to happen. I think it would be worth the cost for me to have a filament that I could use for prototyping. It doesn't have to be great quality. It just has to basically work. Obviously, I wouldn't be able to have it work on something like a multi-material unless I made 4 spools of it. But just the concept of having a filament that I could use to prototype and not worry about if I'm on my 8th iteration of something or 10th iteration of something, or if it does fail in the first attempt because I forgot to put supports in one spot. I think that it would be good to be able to do that with filament that I'm making from all of my scrap.
Ben is noting that it's probably close to $1,000.
Okay.
Although it does come with he said it comes with the shredder, spooler, and pulls filament to length.
So I think the Fillustruder is $300, and the Fill-A-Winder is an additional $160 maybe. Which again, I'm not against getting that system, but my problem is the shredding. And I don't have a problem tearing apart a basic crosscut shredder, but I don't know if it would work. And I guess for $30, it's not a huge loss if it doesn't work. But basically, I would need to do that before I invested in the Fillustruder, because if it doesn't work, then I don't want to have wasted all this money on the Fillustruder, and now all I have is I'm going to have to buy filament pellets.
You'll have to keep track of how many times you recycle the plastic. It degrades every time it reaches its melting point.
True story.
Noted by Terrence.
And I know that. And it also may be a difference of just adding more of a starter batch to it with each iteration. And then obviously at one point it will no longer be able to be used. But at least at that point, I will have been able to use a good amount of recycled material, and that would just make me feel better about everything. I don't know. I would assume that all the filament doesn't necessarily have to be the same type, but at least the same style. So like all PLA, but I don't think you would have to have all of the same type of PLA. It's all getting mixed in, so I don't think that would be a problem. Almost all of what we do here is PLA, with the exception of a couple of NYX carbon fiber things and a handful of ABS things. We don't really do a whole lot else. Somebody told me to use a blender, a cheap blender, but they said it doesn't last very long. So if I'm going to spend 20 bucks on a blender over and over and over again, it seems kind of stupid to do that. Wood chipper. I looked at a wood chipper, but the small ones are too small. They basically only take leaves.
And why would we not get a big one?
Because they're expensive.
We'd use it for different things.
So I looked, because that was my first thought, is to get a gas-powered wood chipper.
Yes.
But the cheapest one I could find was like 900 bucks.
So many uses.
Apparently Nick wants a wood chipper.
So many uses.
What else am I missing? Because it keeps scrolling by too fast.
Thought about using a cheese grater.
I don't hate my life.
How do you send something? How does somebody send something to you? All the address is your name and a P.O. box. Yes, that would probably be the best.
Yeah, I've got a P.O. box. If you need an actual address for the P.O. box, I have that as well. It's P.O. Box 152, Cape Neddick, Maine 03902.
I think it's right underneath the video.
It should be in the description box. I did edit it because the one that was there was wrong. But if you want my email address, it's info@laurenrenee.com. Or I'm on Twitter, so you can DM me there.
A skewed view 3D. Where's Edward Scissorhands when you need him?
Right? Love Edward
Scissorhands.
Scissorhands.
Noting that the cost of the equipment, time, and frustration probably would be enough to... the frustration would be enough to get me to do that. I'm not sure that the cost and all that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like it should be worth trying. And just like anything, it's going to take a while to perfect your craft at it, just like with 3D printing in general. But I think that if you can succeed with it, like I've seen some people do online, then it might be totally worth it.
What do we got here? A wood chipper could... NLTMW, a chipper could help make wood filament. Dan Simpson noted wood chipper would get oil onto the plastic.
True.
Robbie Noel, check out Precious Plastic.
Precious Plastic. I really should have gotten a bigger piece of paper. All I have is little post-it notes.
TJ just noted that Precious Plastic.
Thank you.
TJ just noted the protocycler with free shipping is $1,300.
Okay, good to know.
3D Printing Llama said, missed all this. What filament are you throwing in a wood chipper?
We were talking about whether or not we could use a wood chipper to recycle filament.
Yeah. NLTMW noting that keeping a consistent diameter would be a challenge.
It could be, for sure. Again, I'm not looking for this to be a usable product aside from prototyping. So if it's something that's going to jam from time to time, that is what it is.
Ouch.
What?
Oh, an LTMW just going low. $1,300 would buy a nice laptop.
Oh, they're so exhausting.
Kentucky's in the house with Builder's Mark.
Hello.
Ben Levine noting Protocycler has a 4-month lead time. Just looked.
Oh, 4 month. Ouch.
Yeah. Martina saying, if you take the cost of cheap Hobby King PLA versus cost and time spent on crushing and extruding old filaments into the process.
Yeah, no, I agree. I understand that. There is definitely some filament I can get super, super cheap. But it's more of the environmentally conscious part of my brain that wants to do something to make my carbon footprint not quite as bad as it is, or as it would be.
3D Printing Llama noting a 5 horsepower leaf chipper could work.
Oh, could be. There's got to be something.
Sorry, followed by still issues with the laptop, huh?
Yeah.
Let me see.
The laptop is a slightly sore subject. We can go back into that later if you guys want.
Protocycler has a laser measurer to make sure filament is right diameter also.
Fancy.
Lasers in this house? Ridiculous.
We need lasers. I said the next piece of equipment I really want is a laser cutter.
So NLTMW sensing a band hammer hovering over his head.
No, never.
There is a band hammer in process, a rather large one.
Yeah, there's a hammer around here somewhere.
The head of it's over here.
It's over there. Yeah, so I don't know when I'll be able to afford to get something like that, but it is something I would like to look into further. So thank you guys so much for the ideas. And maybe it wouldn't be worth it. I don't know.
A couple of people have noted Make Anything's recycling filament and bad prints video.
Yes, I did watch that.
All right. Oh, and Protocycler weighs 45 pounds.
Okay. That's not too bad.
Coffee grind, average Joe 3D printing.
Somebody did say coffee grinder. In particular, if you're going to color filament, to use a coffee grinder on your colorant to make it smaller, which will give you a more consistent color. I've done some research on it.
Apparently.
I felt like there's got to be other options out there. So thank you guys for giving me some. I will definitely look into it. And like I said, maybe it's not, excuse me, maybe it's not something that will in fact be worth it in the end, but I feel like it's something I should look into. Because I see this big box of plastic. How big is that box?
Big enough.
12 by 12 maybe? So 12 by 12 by, maybe it's...
12 by 12 by 6?
No.
12 by 12 by 8?
Maybe 12 by 12 by 8, and it's full of plastic. Again, that sounds like a lot, but because of all of the supports, it's not really very dense. They're all kind of piled in there.
Fall is noting, I second precious plastic. I think they have an open source plans for a shredder among other things.
Okay, cool.
How much does the box weigh?
I don't know.
The correct question, Brian, is what's in the box? What's in the box?
I picked it up the other day, and it was still fairly light. I would say probably 5 pounds or less. If I had to guess, I'd say 3 pounds.
Ben saying he's got a few kilos laying around, but can't justify $500 on a Philstruder. A skewed view 3D. The dump loves the scrape. Scrap.
Yeah, and you know, like we've got a recycling program. I don't know if they will take this kind of filament in their recycling, although we don't have to separate things out like most cities have to do. We pile all our recycles together and it just goes into a big huge pile at the transfer station. So we don't have to separate things out, but I don't know if they would accept a big box of plastic scrap.
Chris is coming in saying,
hi, Chris.
Aloha peeps, happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
Terrence King noting that he's still waiting on the Nick cam in the corner.
I promise it will happen as soon as I have my laptop back.
Ooh, TJ noting one of his filament boxes weighs something like 50 pounds.
Whew. That's a lot. Yeah, I mean, I'm lucky that in doing these years, I really have very few failures. And the failures that I do have, some of them I let continue so that I can have an oopsie sale. Like there might be just a glitch on the bottom on the first layer and I just let it continue. And sometimes I can glitter them and make them look good as new. And other times I can't, so they go into either an oopsie pile or sometimes they're not salvageable. Like, I don't know if you'll see this on camera. This one is not salvageable. I don't know.
Yeah, not bad.
Can you see it?
Not bad.
So you've got the white in the center and it should be white all over, but the purple bled through a lot. And I can't really, there's no fixing that.
Chris noting that he wants to start melting down scraps in a cake pan in the oven to start using the CNC.
Oh, that'd be cool. That'd be really cool. Yeah, it'd be, I have some other ideas of what I can do with the plastic if I had the equipment, but there's equipment that I would need first that I don't have. So I guess that would be the question, is which is more important, to get something to recycle the filament or another piece of machinery where I could use said filament scrap.
I'm going to get one of those spring bottom cake pans, start melting down the plastic into targets for the range. We have one of those. No, obviously it's going to need to get destroyed, or will get destroyed.
That's okay, I've never used it.
Yes!
There's a lot of things, but I would need either a laser cutter that will cut small sheets of plastic or a couple of other things that I would like to do. But So I guess that begs the question is I'll have to decide what's going to be more important. I guess I would have to look at the cost of the other equipment and see which I would get more use out of and what would be more realistic. I'm not against recycling the plastic in another way, but I would like to recycle it in some way, shape, or form.
Terrence King noting, I don't think you're supposed to do that in an oven you plan to eat from. No, we have a convection toaster oven downstairs I could probably do it in.
Yeah, we've got our last apartment didn't have an oven or a stove for that matter. So we got a really large, it sounds like such a terrible place when I say it that way. Right. So we have the largest toaster oven that existed at the time that we can use down in the basement.
A bunch of good ideas here from people here.
Yep.
TJ noting you got to use the pan. Cheesecake is the best thing ever. Ben saying buy a CNC, make some molds, and then heat up the filament you have with an injection molder.
Yeah, I'm not against that either.
Builder's Mark, we're talking about recycling plastic. He's been melting plastic down into sheets, and while hot, rolling them to, I'm guessing 3/4 of an inch or 0.75.
Yep.
Then cutting into guitar picks for friends who play.
That's awesome. I don't know anybody who plays the guitar except for the kid across the street. Right. Although he would love that if I did that for him.
Dragon Monk asking if we have a makerspace near us.
No. The closest one is up in Portland. Is there one in Dover?
Probably.
So maybe the closest
Dover seems like a place I would have.
I think Dover is the closest to us, so that's about a half-hour drive. I would love to create a makerspace. There's a building in North Berwick that I would love to use. Mm-hmm. That every time I drive by it every day, and it calls my name every day, and it's currently for sale or for lease. It calls to you. It does. I need it. I want it. It's gonna happen someday. It's like the top of my dream board if I were to have a dream board.
Excuse me, I heard discussion of dream boards. Too bad, NLTMW noting too bad makerspaces don't do recycling. Burn it once a year, bonfire party.
Oh gosh.
Brian, if you saw the size of our bonfire pit, we could burn everything.
We do. We have a 6-foot bonfire pit in the backyard that we usually burn our Christmas trees in.
And it was specifically made 6 feet because that's the average size of a human, and I figured if there was ever a zombie apocalypse... What? If there were a zombie apocalypse, I want to be able to dispose of bodies.
Really?
Yep.
Nick swears there's going to be a zombie apocalypse, and I have it on my bucket list to make fun of him on his deathbed that it didn't happen.
Chris noting, make a print to use. Oh, crap. Chris noting something probably important. Make a print to use to make silicone molds, then melt the scrap and use the molds to make new things.
Yeah, I could do that. I don't have a whole lot of experience making silicone molds. In fact, I don't know if I've ever made one. Maybe once.
Chris also said he had to run. He has to go buy a new fridge.
Bye, Chris.
Apparently
good luck.
Everything that cool stuff in his house has died.
Oh, that's not good.
NLTMW, Dover does have a racetrack. That is the wrong Dover. That would be Delaware. We're talking New Hampshire.
Yeah, wrong one. New Hampshire. Dover, New Hampshire.
Bent like its maker. There's one I've seen for shredding plastic pipe. If shredding is needed, it's $2,000 in the U.S.
Whew, yeah, that's pricey. I know that Filament has a couple, but they're very expensive.
Brian Weber also noting that a wood chipper can get rid of those bodies too. Again, Fargo-esque.
I feel like my streams are going downhill.
Ever since I started sitting in on them. Huh. I would apologize, but the last one didn't get me demonetized. So.
I know. Yeah, for anybody who's watching, the last stream that we could have sworn was going to get demonetized never did. So, I don't know. I have no idea what YouTube is doing with their...
You have 36 people watching right now.
Wow.
Right?
You guys are awesome.
They are awesome. 35.
35. Okay, apparently not. We spoke too soon. All right, so well, thank you guys for all of the ideas on what to do with Filament, because I do have a box of it, and I don't like that the box is just sitting there. Like I said, I'm lucky that most of my prints, because this is pretty much the size of most of the prints I'm printing nowadays. If they do fail, they fail relatively early, and they're small pieces. So I don't have a ton of them, but there are a handful. And I would like to do something with the box other than just throw it out. My conscience does not like the idea of just throwing it out. So, on that, I guess I will keep you guys informed as to what I decide to do. We'll figure it out and move on.
How the heck did that last stream not get demonetized?
I have no idea. No clue. It should have.
Brian, that's a great question. Mobile industrial shredding companies where you live. Not sure if we have that here.
I was just somewhere and they said they had shredding. I don't remember. I'll have to look.
Right. Kryptonic Loser asking, do you know anyone with a wood lathe that could melt them down and turn them into a colorful creation?
Off the top of my head, I don't.
Nor do I.
But that doesn't mean that I just don't know what kinds of things some of my friends have.
Kryptonic Loser also noting he has a lathe, but it'd be a lot of effort for us.
Well, good to know that I won't expect any of my friends to do it.
I don't know. I drive to Williamsport a couple of times a year.
I'm glad I'm not the only one, Dan. I feel like it's something that I wish that we all talked about a little bit more. That we all have a lot of failed prints. It's just part of doing 3D printing that we are going to have failures. And I think at some point we have to discuss different ways of rectifying that.
Oh. So, first, NLTMW asked, what, you don't talk tools with your friends? Actually, that's probably a fairly common conversation.
Yeah.
But then Martine noted, watch the recording of the last stream. He's worried about you not having snow tires if we have ice and snow in the area.
We do have ice and snow in the area, but I have never really felt the need to put snow tires on, nor have I felt the need to put studded tires on. I just slow down, and I think there's only been one occasion where I spun. To be honest, the roads here are nothing compared to Denver, so...
You also have all-wheel drive.
I do have all-wheel drive on my Subaru, so I just haven't felt the need. If that ever changes, then I will get them.
To be fair.
But usually I just it's more a need of new tires than it is snow tires.
To be fair, it is way more fun not to have snow tires and pretend you're Jason Bourne the minute your car goes into a spin.
Right. I haven't done that. I panicked when I went into a spin, and luckily there was no cars coming, so it was not a big deal.
Oh, I have no doubt that if there were a passenger in my car, it would have looked like I panicked. But because there was no passenger in my car, in my mind, it was very much a Jason Bourne, James Bond type driving moment.
Sure it was.
All right, Ovo Cash TV. No spamming. You are one warning already, and the next one is a ban.
Yeah, and to be honest, my job is pretty lenient on us in terms of the winter. If we ever feel like our roads are bad and we shouldn't be driving in, then we don't have to drive in. I work in a place that is very, very open to us having our own thoughts on that. And if we're not comfortable, they're fine with it. Legend in your own mind. Yeah, that is very much him.
And in other people's minds, too. It's not just mine. Actually, people believe the legend. It's amazing.
Wow, it's scary.
Really good publicist. I feel like having a drink. Shouldn't you be assembling something?
Can you colorful? Wait, you have a unicorn? Because I would totally try that if I had a unicorn.
Wait, who has a unicorn?
Jeez, see? Follow along.
See? NLTMW, Nick is a legend up here.
Don't feed his ego. It eats small children.
Urban legend. And while the two kids were making out in the car on the point, they heard the sound of a... Sorry, wrong urban legend?
Yeah, wrong urban legend. Things just got weird.
Yes, and you are right, Martine. All-wheel drive does not shorten braking distance, though.
You're right, it doesn't.
But to be fair, there are nobody on our road, so you really don't have to
It's just
brake.
a matter of slowing down. I mean, it'll definitely take me to get home during or right after a snowstorm. It will take me, instead of 40-minute drive home from work, it will instead go up to an hour and a half drive home from work. Obviously not ideal, but sometimes it's better to stay put and drive home afterwards than it is to try and beat the storm by driving out early. And regardless, it's more a visual thing than I feel like it ever is your tires.
Wow. So Kryptonic Loser asked about the Monoprice Mini. What do you guys think of the Monoprice Mini?
I don't have one. I know a couple people who do, and they seem to like them, but I can't really comment further than that because I don't have one. Sorry. I like the idea of them.
Terrence King was just noting not a car, but a van full of puppies and candy. I would like to point out that's why I never go off the road. The weight of puppies and candy keep the van from going off the road. Not to mention this is Maine, so should I go off the road with a van full of puppies? Dog sled team. Awesome.
I wish I could tell you guys that he was just like this.
On the stream?
On the stream, but he's very much not. He's like this all the time.
3D Printing Llama noted that trees shorten stopping distance.
True story. Very true story.
As do rock walls, by the way.
Yes, and so do barrier walls.
Yep.
I know that from experience. Don't ever hit one.
Yep.
It's not pretty.
Martine noted that they don't have many trees there, so... skewed view 3D. We've got white stuff on the ground. It's called sand. And we are putting somebody in a timeout.
Anybody have any other questions? If not, I'm gonna go clean. I hate cleaning. My house sucks.
I gotta say, Martine, I'm super impressed that you're worried. Thank you very much for that, actually.
Yes, I appreciate the concern, but I think I'll be fine. We did get a dusting of snow this morning, overnight, last night, but it was a very small dusting that is already gone. So hopefully we'll get some more soon. I'm hoping for another crazy freak Thanksgiving storm again. Yeah, we seem to get one of those every couple of years.
Good 9 inches on Thanksgiving morning. Mm-hmm. No 3D printing line. We didn't get any measurable snow. We had some this morning.
I just said that.
Oh, okay, sorry, I missed it.
Gosh, you don't even listen to me.
Miggy Man Mike showing up, saying evening, morning all.
Hello. Did I have any 3D printed objects melt? I haven't, not that I know of.
Nope.
I do package them pretty well, and I make sure to not leave them in my car before I bring them to the post office, which usually happens on my lunch break. So I bring them in, stick them on my desk, and then they sit there until I'm ready to take them to the post office so that they don't overheat. But no, I haven't had that happen at all.
3D print creator stopping in, saying greetings from the Netherlands.
How are you?
Any holiday decorations up or waiting till after Thanksgiving?
I'm not allowed.
That's right.
I'm not allowed. So Nick and I came to an agreement that I'm allowed to decorate the day after Thanksgiving. So...
Could you look any more sad on screen as you're talking about that?
Well, it's true. We have the cutest little Christmas trees. They're like maybe about that tall at work. And I really wanted to buy one today when I bought some storage stuff. But I knew that Nick would have a heart attack.
Mm-hmm. Robbie noting that his mailman's packages sit in the back of the truck all day. TJ noting that the ears came perfectly. In addition to that, the fact that it was pretty much 30 degrees from us to them, us to him, probably made it happen. It's not Christmas till Naughty says so, says Miggy Man Mike. Terrence King, can you 3D print your decorations now and wait to put them up?
I could 3D print them now. I do have a couple. Did you already bring those down in the basement?
I already brought them down in the basement.
So,
you put things near the door, I bring it down to the basement.
So I printed last year a Christmas tree, 3 Christmas trees, the hollow ones that were super popular. So I printed 3 of those last year, as well as a little reindeer. So those will be going up again, and I should print some more things.
I'm getting support.
I do need to print stuff for a new wreath, because apparently my wreath broke. So I will probably do a video maybe on how I'm going to do a wreath, assuming I get a laptop back.
3D printing llama giving me support for holding fast with the no Christmas till after Thanksgiving.
So the one thing that has saved me from that is the fact that I made my Christmas ears, so at least that gave me some Christmas early, like these ones.
Robbie Noel noting that the tree is already up over there.
Oh, I wish.
4-year-old demanded it.
Nice. Go 4-year-old.
Martine noting that he refuses to put up Christmas stuff before December 1st.
I understand
Way to go with
that.
the win.
I understand that, but if I will put up Halloween decorations on October 1st, then I should be able to put up Christmas decorations up the day after Thanksgiving.
Big Ben noting that the benefits of being Jewish is not having to deal with any decorating. No menorah?
I had a couple friends who were Jewish, and they decorated a lot, actually.
Skewed View 3D working on Stormtrooper ornament while watching us.
Awesome.
And LTMW hoping to design a printed wreath.
Nice.
Yeah.
I really want to print the Lego wreath, but I want to print it really big and stick it on the door. I think it'd be awesome.
Yeah. Mega Man Mike, an atheist and can't escape Christmas. 3D printing lab, we don't celebrate Christmas. Jewish is fun. I think we're up to date at the moment. We are up to date at the moment.
Okay.
Oh, I had to warn somebody and put somebody in timeout tonight. NLTMW noting that he did the Lego wreath. Nobody got it.
Really? I think it's awesome.
Terrence saying you'd like to see a video of the making of the Lego wreath.
Okay, I'll do that.
You can get done.
I'm going to have to cut it up into pieces to make it really big.
Probably, yeah.
Because we don't have a printer big enough for it.
Another reason for a CR10. Cough, cough.
I know. I don't have room for a CR10. This space right here is going to be the MK3. And then I am out of room.
A problem easily solved. Mickey Man Mike. Christmas is that time of year me and my nephew try not to kill each other while being in the same house for a week. Martine noting, although I printed some Christmas bells and custom 3D package makings. You get people, Ron Hunt, saying now he wants to print a wreath.
Right? It's one of those easy things that anybody could print, and you could do all sorts of fun stuff with it. Like, you could even just take a normal wreath and just put a bunch of 3D printed, like, ornament type things on it, then stick it to your door and call it an awesome 3D printed wreath.
There you go. Let me see.
It's on the list. It's going to happen.
Salty's Pirate Den. Couldn't tell you how many benchies I saw as Christmas ornaments last year. I expect there'll be more this year.
Yeah, I need to do one of those.
Big Ben noting we need to print some more print some shelves.
We do. We were actually just talking about needing shelves, but they're going to need to hold some serious weight, so I'm not going to print them.
Brian going along with build another level for printers. 3D print creators.
The problem is I'm short, people. I'm short. So adding another level, I'm going to need a ladder. I'm going to need to build a library ladder in here so that I can get up to check the printers.
3D print creator saying, I like the ears, but I don't recognize the Christmas tree in it.
It's not a Christmas tree.
Big Ben saying we could hang printers from the ceiling.
Do you recognize it now?
More suggestions about making a room, building a shelf on top of all the other printers. Lego wreath design, multiple layers.
We just put in a library ladder at work and it's awesome and I totally want one in my life.
Ron Hunt says make a wreath out of the failed prints.
Oh, I could do that. The wreath of failure.
Right.
That's genius. I should do that.
Brian Weber saying yes, library ladder.
Yeah, we just put one in at work and I love it. And it's like all of your Beauty and the Beast dreams come true.
Brian Weber saying, I'm sorry, Brian, that was the library ladder. 3D printing llama, it's a Grinch, followed by 3D print creator. Yeah, recognize it, love it. Kryptonic loser, I'll build you a step stool.
Step stool ain't gonna cut it.
Dragon Monk says you're not short, you're vertically challenged.
True story. So these counters are 34.5 inches. No, these are 36 inches tall. The cabinets are 34.5 inch. And I barely can reach to the back of the Flash Forge to load it. To be honest, when I went to do that the other day.
This morning?
The other day, loading it is more difficult than unloading. I was literally like on top of the counter trying not to fall over because I'm just so short.
Mickey Man Mike said runs off to convert inches to metric. TJ said, how are you so good at designing this? Special classes or just learn via YouTube videos and playing around?
So my original degree is in architectural technology. So I learned AutoCAD when I was 18 years old. And basically my first degree is in AutoCAD, which gave me a huge leg up on the designing side of things. Fusion 360 is very different than old school AutoCAD architectural desktop, which is what I learned on. But I also did 3D renderings in that, which helped me to understand the concepts behind 3D modeling. So that's where my education started. From there, I just learned on my own. I started with SketchUp and I used some of their initial tutorials, which helped me be able to print the coffee table or design the coffee table. The Fusion 360 stuff, I tend to do more basic things because of a time crunch that I'm on with most of my years. But in terms of learning Fusion 360, I started off with their tutorials that they have. They seem fairly basic, but they do teach you all of the basics, the things that you are going to use constantly. From there, I've started learning a little bit more of like the sculpting, a little bit of some of the more technical things. I do watch a lot of Angus's videos on 3D modeling. He's super, super informative and teaches you a lot of the right ways to do things rather than the just I'm going to figure it out and make it work. Not that there's anything wrong with that. If you can make it work and you are not the most technical, just do it. However you can make it work.
Got some suggestions about Inspector Gadget legs, not eggs.
Go Gadget legs?
Yep.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Some thoughts around either drawers that slide to put more printers on or lazy Susans to just spin things around.
Drawers wouldn't be a bad idea because there is room and then we would just need to find a place to store all the filament.
3D print, oh, sorry.
Which right now I couldn't tell you where it would go. Maybe right there, just stack it up, box on top of box. I don't know. 3D
print creator saying, why don't we see you struggle with the printers on your videos? Could make some good slapstick out of it. You know, B-roll stuff.
To be honest, the Flash Forge I rarely struggle with now. It's been tuned in ever since I started printing the gears. I had to dial it in drastically for that. So the extent of the failures on that is usually because I didn't clean the bed before I started a print. Otherwise, when was the last time I had a failure on the Flash Forge? It's been ages. I don't really struggle with the Flash Forge at all. The Prusa, I've shown you guys some of my failures, in particular with the MMU. I do talk about it a lot on Twitter and sometimes on Instagram. I don't do a whole lot of videos of it, mostly because right now I don't have a way to edit said videos. So I haven't filmed anything in months at this point, thanks to Gigabyte. But man, sometimes you should see...
Oh, I had an epic failure on the Flash Forge.
My responses to my failures sometimes are pretty entertaining.
That they are. A skewed view 3D, noting that agree, also architectural drafter, designer, started up in 3D business on the side from the House of the Boys. AutoCAD background helps, but the 3D is definitely an animal of its own.
It is, but the concept of being able, a lot of people can't visualize in 3D. I found that unless you can show it to them, they can't necessarily comprehend what they're looking at. And I think that having the architectural background and having to understand when I'm looking at a floor plan or an elevation helps me see the whole picture, which helps in the designing aspect of things. And then also the basic commands. How's the coffee table going?
That was the next one.
I do need to still get the top for it. I had a discussion with the company I was going to get the plexiglass from. The price got upped and I wasn't wanting to pay the astronomical price they were asking. I've since found another company, but I haven't ordered it yet. So hopefully soon. Yeah, I was actually hoping to have it up and ready before my family got here, but that is not going to happen. Probably better because there's a 4-year-old coming.
Got some love for Angus in the chat. NLTMW noting first hurdle is being able to visualize in 3D, then learn skills to make it work. More love for Angus. Big Ben noted you should do a Tom and hang the filament on the wall.
We can't because we don't have our house is not climate controlled. We don't have central air, which means that it is humid as can be in here in the summer. So we have all of the filament is in weather tight containers with rechargeable desiccant packets to help avoid any moisture damage from the humidity.
After your discussion about not having a print fail on the Flash Forge in a while,
I should knock on wood.
Yeah, Ron Hunt said, until the next print, I hear it failing already.
Right.
3D print creator said, are you not printing anything at all right now?
No, at the beginning of the stream, I noted that while I am filming while I'm streaming from my cell phone, that means I cannot have a mic. And without a mic, the printers tend to be too noisy on the video. And so to avoid that and make sure that you can hear both me and Nick, while I'm live streaming, I'm not printing.
Oh, people shocked about us not having central air.
It's New England. A lot of places don't have central air out here. In fact, most places I would say don't.
Some discussion about some Gigabyte stuff, noting that Barnacle-use Jerry loves Gigabyte.
Does he? He used my laptop at Bay Area. And he said he hadn't used it before. Maybe just not that laptop. I thought he said he hadn't used Gigabyte before.
Ron Hunt saying, so in New England you have to choose apparently between AC and an oven. It's a thing.
So it's not that we don't have AC. We have portable AC units. We just don't have central air. So we have how big are those? 30 inches tall by...
Yeah, they're whatever they are, 12,000 cubic foot or something. 1,200 cubic foot. I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't know the sizing of them, but basically they're just portable units that hook into your window. We don't have the actual window units because I like being able to open the windows if it's a nice day. So they're just portable units that vent outside. And we have them in the rooms that we use. So our AC bill or our electric bill in the summer is astronomically lower than it would be if we had central air. And it just would have been, we thought about putting it in when we built the house, but it would have been so much money.
Yeah. So
we just couldn't justify it.
Reasonable being, what 3D printing stuff are you asking Santa for this year? What would you really like?
I don't know. Glitter filament?
Oh, seriously?
As if I don't have enough of it already. I have no idea. To be honest, I was looking at things the other day and I really have no clue. If you guys have any suggestions, I would love to hear them.
NLTMW noting that Jerry has a Gigabyte board in his new tower.
Ah, okay.
Brian Weber saying you should demand a replacement laptop from Gigabyte.
at this point, I'm wondering if I'd be better off just demanding my money back.
Robbie noting that he had to go. Bath time for Bonzo.
Bye, Robbie.
Some discussion about that. Laptop, yada, yada, yada. There goes the inches to centimeter calculator. YouTube should have a translator.
Sorry. So at work, my brain has to work in inches because everything in kitchens and kitchen design is done in inches. So you've got a 24-inch base, you've got a 36-inch base, you've got 36-inch tall wall cabinets, you've got runs of 260 inches. Everything is done in inches. Nothing is done in feet, and nothing is done in centimeters except for countertops. So I can tell you that 5 cm is 2 inches thick, and I can tell you that 3 cm is 1.25 inches, and I can tell you that 2 cm is 3/4 of an inch. But otherwise, my work life and my 3D printing life are two totally different things.
You're being asked if you use the Trinus a lot. Somebody's trying to replace CR10 or TiVo Tornado.
I do use the Trinus mostly for prototyping. I do need to dial in some settings on it. There's some acceleration settings because that cylinder should not have ridges on it. It should be round, and it's not. So I need to adjust some settings on it, and to be honest, I just haven't had time to sit there and adjust settings. So I don't use it as much for final products as I could, simply because I need to find time to adjust it. But I do prototype with it a lot.
Big Ben's looking at getting himself timed out. Ask for a Lulz bot or Ultimaker for Christmas.
No, that's okay. I don't need, like I said, if I was going to go with a large printer, or go with another printer, it would be a large printer like a G-Max. That is the printer I wish I had, G-Max. And it would go right there. I would make room for it. But otherwise, we really don't have a whole lot of room for printers, so I'm going to have to be looking at other things, like what upgrades can I get for printers, and what filament do I want, and things like that.
So TJ just noted a little while ago, just crossed the 1 hour mark, to which Skewed View 3D noted, shh, she really doesn't want to clean. We're helping keep her from it.
You're right, I really don't want to clean. To be honest, there's not really a whole lot left that needs to be cleaned. Just a little bit.
Pierre said, pretty funny, just tuned in to see the mouse ears and lots of laughter. Nice way to start the evening.
Happy Monday!
What else do we have here? Discussion about inches versus millimeters.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I think millimeters is going to be most convenient for most people. But there are definitely instances where inches and feet reign supreme. Work, for example, for me is a good example of it. Really, Bella?
Oh, yeah.
Bella's laying on the couch and she's snoring again. She's got a rough life.
Dual independent heads like the Formax.
So I don't mess with anybody in Go Metric, but every once in a while we've got a couple companies who get things from overseas, and they send all of their technical drawings in metric, so that people just hand them to me sometimes and say, what does this mean?
So Martine asking, with the MK3 coming, has it been shipped yet? Have you gotten a shipping notice?
I have not. I'm really wishing I would have by now, but I have not. And I haven't seen any updates.
3D printing.
To be honest, I also haven't really looked for updates. So if they've come out, I have not seen them.
3D printing llama. Need Who ears, not Grinch. You're more of a Who than a Grinch.
I know I am, but Nick's favorite is the Grinch.
Yes, it is.
So we're going to the Dr. Seuss Museum, which is in Springfield, Mass, later on during the week with my niece and nephew. So I'm also going to make some 1 fish, 2 fish ears, and also something else so that we can wear them when we go there, because why not? But yeah, no, Nick's favorite is the Grinch.
Mm-hmm. People noting that they can hear Bella snoring away.
Right? She's got such a rough life.
3D Printing Llama also noting the dog, the Grinch's dog. I believe
Max?
he means Max.
Max, yep. I love Max. He's adorable. I should make some Max ears. Yeah, this particular set is from the live action movie. When Cindy Lou Who says, "You're the
Grinch!"
There you go. Nick reads The Grinch to my niece and nephew every
7 straight years now.
Every year on Christmas Eve. You know, some people read, you know, the night before Christmas. No, not us.
Not even close.
What else are we missing?
Just more discussion about metric and, whoa, hey, reasonable being. Thank you.
I'm missing.
I'm
too far back.
$20 tip for
Oh,
reasonable
thank
being.
you. You're so nice.
Gotta go due to company. Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you. You too.
Same to
Have
you.
a wonderful night.
Same to you. Have a wonderful night. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a good night, 3D print creator. You may have already gone. I'm not sure. I'm really far back in the chat. Sorry.
Yeah, apparently. No, that was, yeah. I cry every morning when there's no Prusa shipping notice.
I know. I'm so sad. I did finally buy the, I ordered the 2.5 upgrade and then the MMU upgrade to the 2.5. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep this printer as the MMU, and then I'm going to keep the new printer as a single printer to make my life easier with failures and things like that.
Oh, sweetie, you might have a challenge here.
Uh-oh.
Disney quiz. Name Rapunzel's chameleon.
Pascal.
Name the Grinch's dog.
Max.
What's the name of the girl who hit the fish tank in Finding Nemo? The dentist's niece.
Oh, man. I can't remember. Darla.
And name of Cinderella's mouse sidekick.
Gus Gus or Jack?
I think you answered the question.
So we actually we had a mouse at work that we found and we named him Gus Gus and then let him go outside. He was a fat little mouse too.
Went 4 for 4 on that.
Yeah, it took me a second with Darla.
Yeah, it did. Oh, Terrence King is saying Darcy.
Oh, was it Darcy? I thought it was
might
Darla.
Be Darcy.
Maybe you're right. That was close. I don't know. Somebody Google it. Oh, it was Darla. I haven't seen
it. It was Darla. 4 for 4. Okay.
I haven't seen that movie in a long time.
Talking about Christmas movies now. Christmas Vacation, Elf, It's a Wonderful Life,
I love
and A Christmas
Elf.
Story.
Elf is one of my favorites. I have a shirt that says "Son of a Nutcracker," and it's amazing, and I can't wait to wear it.
That's why she can't get an Ultimaker. She'd shoot her eye out.
True.
Bad Santa.
Bad Santa's pretty funny too. My favorite is Elf, though.
Oh, no, it's the Grinch cartoon. Come on.
No, I love Elf. The Grinch cartoon can be yours. Elf is mine.
You're an angry little elf, aren't you?
See? You like it too. Don't lie.
And by the way,
Die Hard is not a Christmas
Die
movie.
Hard. Yes, Die Hard.
Oh, man.
Totally Christmas movie.
It is not. What is wrong with you people?
Here we go. Jafar's pet bird in Aladdin.
Iago.
Which animated Disney character said some people are worth melting for? Oh, you know this.
I know I do. Oh, Olaf. Duh. Sorry. Brain fart.
And where do most of the lions live in The Lion King? Oh, you
Pride
better-
Rock?
That's it.
I wasn't sure if that's what you're going for.
Well, I mean, that's what I'm assuming. TJ's asking the questions. Mickey Man Mike said a Muppet Christmas Carol.
Oh, you know what my actual favorite Christmas movie is? It's not Elf. It's Mickey's Christmas Carol is my favorite. The old school one with Ebenezer Scrooge being Scrooge McDuck and Mickey.
You got a bunch of people saying Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
I know.
The consensus is.
I just don't agree. To each their
Look,
own.
even Martine is saying Die
I
Hard
think
is
I
always
lost
shown.
a bunch of viewers because of that comment.
Yes. Even Martine is saying Die Hard is always shown there on Christmas.
Just because it's always... So is Harry Potter, but it doesn't make it a Christmas movie.
No love for Gremlins. Yes.
Ooh.
Gremlins 2, the second batch was on the other night.
I never saw
Amazing.
Gremlins 2.
Skewed view 3D. Close only counts in hand grenades, horseshoes, nuclear war, and safe sex.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did we wake you?
Yeah, I think we did.
Oh, you poor thing.
Why does my chat keep going? Thank you.
Seriously.
Die Hard does happen at a staff Christmas party.
That
In
doesn't
which
make it a Christmas
building?
movie.
In which building?
I have no idea. Do you know the last time I saw Die Hard? Years.
The Nakatomi building.
Dory speaks whale.
Name a red-billed bird from The Lion King.
Zazu.
Name a Disney film starting with F with 3 A's in its title. I know this one. Think Dancing Hippos.
Fantasia?
That's it. Pierre, personally, I grew up watching Rudolph and A Charlie Brown Christmas, and they were
I
main
love
holiday
Rudolph.
favorites.
Love Rudolph. We have that on DVD so we can watch it every year.
Mm-hmm.
Although we don't, I don't know what happened to Mickey's Christmas Carol. We're going to have to rebuy it.
Yeah.
We didn't buy it last year, but we should have.
No. And yes, Mickey Man Mike, it is the Nakatomi Plaza.
Bella, come on.
Going with the Die Hard trivia still, because you keep getting Disney trivia, right? What is the spongy little cake that the officer that reports to the Nakatomi building first enjoys eating?
You ask weird questions.
I don't.
You do. All right, and then we got to wrap it up.
And that is correct, Mr. Weber. Twinkies. He also knows all the ingredients to Twinkies and lists them off. It's impressive. Yippee-ki-yay. I don't want to get demonetized.
This is a family-friendly channel for the most part.
What?
Well, it starts off that way.
So there was a question earlier about the cap tubes. I'm assuming it had something to do with taste or flavor or texture.
Oh, was there a question about cap tubes?
Oh, it was way earlier.
Oh,
way
what was
earlier.
the question?
Just Capricorn tubes.
What about them?
Question mark.
I have them on there, on the multi-material unit. I talked about them last stream a little bit. I'm still testing them. I will update you guys once I feel like I have tested the crap out of them. And yes, I did taste test them, and they taste like plastic. It was very much like chewing on a pen cap.
Ooh, what film features the characters Mowgli, Baloo, and Bagheera? I'm pronouncing that wrong.
The Jungle Book.
Yep. This one is to show how much you pay attention to small details. In Monsters, Inc., what is Boo's real name?
Oh, man. I knew this. I can't remember. I used to know it.
Ron Hunt noted that he put the cap tubes on the Tronix Y and the CR10. Loads easier, but didn't help with the flex on the CR10. 3D Printing Llama saying, just got some cap tubes on Friday, gonna have to play with them. Mickey Man Mike.
I still have extra of the cap tubes in the package. Right here. I wasn't sure if I was going to get the second MMU. If I was, then I was going to put them on the second MMU, but since I'm not sure what's going to happen with the rest.
Mickey Man Mike noted that next stream, taste testing 9-volt batteries.
I would rather not.
Brian Weber saying somebody should 3D model and print the Nakatomi Plaza.
Mm-hmm.
3D Printing TJ saying starts with an M. Boo's name starts with an M.
I don't remember.
Martine saying Maggie or noting Maggie.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Seems pretty confident. There's no question mark next to it, so I'm going with Martine.
Yeah, I don't remember. It's also been years since I've seen that.
Including real action Hans Gruber. Awesome. He's apparently been in 2 Christmas movies now that I think about it.
Who?
Die Hard and Harry Potter.
Who?
Snape. What was Snape's name?
Alan Rickman.
Yes. Have you guys used anything other than G2 belts on any of the printers?
I have not changed any belts on any printer.
I'm actually putting G2s on the on Crispy.
So no, that's all we've used.
Whose real name is Mary, by the way.
Yes, I just saw that.
Oh, you're right. Alan Rickman was in Dogma too.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, he was
I love Dogma.
the Metatron.
Oh.
Yeah. Someone was asking for a Nakatomi Plaza advent calendar. When you open a door, every floor he falls down. Oh my god, that'd be awesome.
Have a good night.
New trivia.
Thanks for coming.
New trivia. What rooms will be clean not clean before the family arrives?
They're all actually clean. It's just things like putting away laundry and making beds. But they won't be here until tomorrow, so we've still got time. However, I do need to work on some of this that you can't see.
And I've got a hammer to finish.
I've got lots of headbands being epoxied right now. And orders needing to be packaged and shipped out tomorrow.
He is a major character. I learned a lot about Catholicism in Dogma. Yeah, so did I, and I was Catholic growing up. I learned there's only one way of getting into heaven. Somebody needs to dedicate a church.
I wish you guys could see the look on Bella's face right now. I've never seen such a contented dog in my life.
Yeah. How long did Ursula give Ariel to kiss the prince?
3 days?
3 days before the sun sets on the third day.
On the third day, that's right.
I learned why Alanis Morissette doesn't seem to play live much.
That's awesome.
Oh, Mega Man Mike for the victory in that moment. Ron Hunt saying dog seriously needs some antler headband.
Yeah. Booper, do you want to be Max?
Just
Booper.
The one big horn.
Booper! Booper!
Danger zone!
I just woke her up. It took until the 3rd time.
Hi. Hi. Yeah, I know you're old. You need to sleep.
Oh,
Stop trying to type.
All right, guys. I think we need to call it because we have stuff that has to happen tonight. Thank you guys for watching. I can't believe there's still 33 of you guys hanging out. You guys are awesome.
If you guys have enjoyed the stream, hit that thumbs up button. We enjoy spending our Monday evenings with you.
Yes, for sure. And we will be streaming again this coming Monday, a week from today. Probably around 7:30 as well. I'm going to try to stick with that time. It seems to be a pretty decent one for both of us. So yeah, thank you guys so much. I hope you have a fabulous Thanksgiving if you celebrate it. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. And we'll see you guys again next time. Bye. You going to say bye?
Bye, guys. I was typing bye to everybody in the chat.
Okay, bye.